Okay, so today got a parcel, and I think it's the diesel heater for the van. So just going to do a quick unboxing, have a look at it. Right, so this is a diesel heater, which is obviously I think everybody knows they're a copy of the kind of Propex style, or the Webasto or Spatcher heaters, but at a fraction of the cost. I think this one cost about £130 from that very good online retailer. Let's have a look. So I was, just while we're doing this, I was tempted to go with the all-in-one heater, and you can get now an all-in-one heater where the tank and the heater whole unit is all done in one single unit, and that looked like it would fit quite well. But upon reading some of the reviews weren't that great. And besides that, I thought it would be easier, given the limits on some of the space, to fit a separate unit in the corner and have that routed and have the tank mounted somewhere separate. And seeing as we're building from scratch, we've got that benefit of being able to do the design around the requirements, rather than having to sort of buy something and fit it in and make it fit. So okay, so let's have a go here, get into the box. So this is what the couple of Jubilee clips. That's the exhaust silencer, which, you know, it looks, yeah, I mean, yeah, what can you say? A 10-litre tank with all the fittings inside, and it gives you three places to mount, so you can obviously mount that in a number of different orientations. And you just have to drill those through. And what kind of the aim is that under the window this will be mounted, and maybe use a flip hinged thing to get into the filler. Go down there. Oh, okay, that's encouraging. So unlike a lot of them, one of the biggest issues in some of the reviews was there's no instructions. And there's a little instruction manual. Let's have a look. So, oh, and it's in English as well. So, okay, well that's good. English manual, fitting instructions, wiring instructions. So yeah, that's fairly comprehensive there. So we've got the template, which is, you put that on the van floor, make your cuts for your exhaust outlet and your fresh air inlet. Let's have a look. So this is probably going to be the main unit itself. Okay, so this, I think this is probably going to be the main heater unit itself. Yep, which it is. Right. So there's the unit. That's a funky kind of, it's not quite red, it's not quite orange. Perhaps it's flamingo or something, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so there's the main unit. So we've got a main plug. You see 2 inlets for your exhaust outlets, your main outlet there, and a main fan at the back. So, you know, it looks, first opening, you know, it's got some weight to it. I mean, it probably weighs, I would say, probably about 5 kilos, probably weighs about 12 pounds in weight, so pretty decent weight. It looks pretty well built, and it's in pretty good condition by the look of it. No scratches, marks, dents, rubberized plastic covering. Okay, so that all looks good, and it was all sealed well in its polystyrene thing. None of the boxing is been damaged, and it all seems to be in good condition. This is the controller, so that's that's your controller to do your temperatures, and that's your remote controller there, your remote key fob, to do that without having to get into it. This is the fuel pump. Now some people have these fail, so you know, I may buy another fuel pump just in case. Some people have said that these do fail. Again, it's got some weight to it. That probably weighs the best part of 3/4 pound. So okay, so that's the main. Okay, so this I guess is the fittings. Okay, yeah, so let's have a look what have we got. So this is your main vent, which you'll obviously goes on the end of the heater to your outlet. Now somewhere there will probably be a vent. Yep, there's a vent, so that goes on over the top, and that will be obviously fixed by a couple of screws to your, you know, your cupboard or your under your bed or whatever you're going to do wherever you want your vent. There's a few number of screws. Just have a look at here. There's a number of screws, brackets, Jubilee clips. There. This is the fuel line. Those is your exhaust outlet and your fresh air inlet, which again, these are what almost certainly what those Jubilee clips and brackets are for. And you've got another bag, so they've obviously come out of there. You've got another bag of brackets, Jubilee clips, fixings, various fixings there. It looks like you've got an exhaust muffler or something in there as well, so put those back in there. And then finally you've kind of got the wiring, all the wiring harness to your main 12 volt fuses, and then obviously back to your mains, and there you plug in the unit itself. So it's pretty straightforward. So that's the unboxing of the unit. I'll put a link below to the actual product on Amazon. They may still have it, they may not, but there's hundreds out there. It just looked like the one with the best kind of reviews, and yeah, and the reasonable price, £130 delivered. They said it would take about 6 weeks, it took about 2, so you know, pretty reasonable delivery. So next thing is going to be getting it installed. Okay, so today we're going to start building the bed frame and the lounge area. So I'm using standard stud wood, which is 66 by 38 mil. 36, no, it's 38 by 63 mil. A standard box kind of design. So we're going to be building effectively three simple boxes. And if you've seen the other video around how I did the kitchen unit, it's going to work on a very similar basis. Each of the units, like that, we'll build 3 of those, which will provide 120 centimetres out into the back of the van for the lounge, and the seating area, which will extend into the bed. So we've got our 3 bed frames. Just a box design. So effectively 2 pieces of 4-foot timber, 3 supports on each, and then we'll put supports in the middle, and that will be the outline for the bed frame, with a piece on the end there as the pull out, just for the about an extra 50 or 60 centimeters for the fold out to convert it into a full bed. Other than that, this will be pretty much the full size of the lounge area, about 120 centimeters across, and 4 foot across that way, so almost a square in actual fact. Okay, so as you can see here today, I've got the bed frame that I've just kind of roughly put together at the moment, and because space is quite tight, so I wanted to do a bit of a dry run. Really simple construction. As you can see, effectively I've got 3 box sections. So first box section at the top, second one, and finally the third one. And I've just got supporting struts at the moment in between. I'll be putting a couple more of those across the top of those, just to give it a little bit more rigidity, but it is going to have hardboard, plyboard, sorry, on top, about 18 mils to 3/4 of an inch. So there we're looking at the back view of the bed. And I've got a couple of choices here, and I've designed it with this in mind. So at the moment, this across here is about 136 centimeters by approximately 124, which is 4 foot by just about 5 foot at the moment, which obviously isn't big enough, obviously, to sleep in. Now, what I'm going to test out is putting the hardboard literally right up to the cladding on either side, and it will be a fixed bed. Obviously there won't be any pull out or slats on this to make it full size, and that's really just so that it's permanently up. It's not actually as big as it looks in the, it's deceiving when you've got the camera on it. It's big enough, don't get me wrong, it comes down to the side door, but my view is, you know, what do you do most of the time when you're in the van? You either cook, which is what the kitchen up there's for, or you're either, you know, sitting down, you know, reading, doing something on your laptop, sleeping. So I figured that I'd want something that's really comfortable, and it would be kind of a central thing, almost the same as you would with you'd have with a traditional sofa, effectively. Right, you know, you can sit on it, you can kind of casually lie on it, you can sleep on it if you really want to. Okay, so just to give you an idea at the front, I'm just going to give you a little bit of perspective. Okay, so there's the side door of the van, and it's pretty much level with that, just slightly over, but pretty much level with that. Difficult to see how much space you've got in the middle because I've got wood and obviously bits and pieces there. There's the kitchen. Enough room to obviously pull out anything that's underneath. And yeah, that's really it. Like I say, there won't be an awful lot of other living space, but I'm happy that this is a, you know, this Vivaro is you know, termed as a short wheelbase van, so it's not much bigger than a minivan. So what with that and the pop top, so still have plenty of space. I can use the end of the bed there to get up into the pop top area if need be as well. So this is going to be obviously, as I said, a fixed bed, and I do aim to, obviously, this frame here, the base will come out. I'm gonna toy with a couple of ideas, and I'll show you. I've got a couple of, I've designed it so one of the reasons that the front end is slightly bigger is so that if I take it out and turn the whole thing round, I could get it flush to one side over the wheel arch. That would be a 4 foot bed by 5 and a bit feet, and then I could use the bottom kind of cupboard doors here to flip out on a little stand to provide the extra for it to be a full length bed that way. Or I could actually, just as I said before, I can make the base completely flush from side to side of the van. That would give me from corner to corner about 6'2" and a bit, and about 5 foot 4 inches across. So, you know, plenty of room. I mean, I sleep in a ball pretty much, so I don't kind of stretch out. So for me, actually, that would be fine. And when you get the base on, it's deceiving when you just got the frame, but when you get the base on, you can really see how much space that gives you to sit on and lounge on. And the idea with this bed frame was always could sit up on the end there with the back doors open, could lounge on either side, you know, that way, sort of sit there, read a book. Could sit on the edge here and obviously be close enough to the cooker area, and I might do something with a small fold out table here so that there's you know, that just flips up, and I'll do something with the doors. I'm just playing with a few ideas at the moment. And then the big thing, not to have to kind of keep putting the bed up. And as I say, it's horses for courses. Some people want that extra living space, and it does take up a fair bit of space. But here's the other great thing, right? So depending on what we store and how we store it, and I may very well put some kind of floor platform in it, we'll lose a little bit of space. But the point is, this whole frame, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, is completely movable. I can take this completely out of the van